Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, check. What up? This your boy King Dow 225. King Dow live. King Dow live. Man, I tried this last week, finding my equipment down where I'm at. I'm on my travel and stuff this summer. So I tried to do go live last week with somebody else's equipment. Didn't go as planned. So I said I wasn't gonna go live until I get my equipment in my hands. So even though I went live for a whole hour, and it's weird because can nobody hear nothing. I mean, I was rambling on, giving all that good game for a good hour, and couldn't nobody hear nothing. I said, nah, man, I'm gonna have to wait till I get my stuff in my hands before I can go live. So even though technically this is not my first live, this is my first live. And today, woo wee, I don't know whether to celebrate or feel sorry. Because instinctually, us men always, want to feel sorry for the ladies. But I tend to not in some instances, because I be telling them, like, no matter how hard it get for you, you can always go to the lonely fans. I mean, some people gonna say this chauvinistic. I mean, but in reality, that is what it is. When women backs are against the wall, I ain't gonna say all of them. A lot of y'all gonna be like, hey, he talking about women. No, I'm not. I just know the reality. When a man say he got to get out the mud, you know what I'm saying? He means it. When a woman say she got to get it out the mud, um, there's always options. And I don't know if you remember this, but a couple of months back, I done made a reactionary video to this uh, about the black therapist, the black female TikTok therapist, who basically went about talking about how trash black men are and how emotionally unintelligent we are and nanny nanny boo boo. You remember that? Hmm. Well, people reported her to her job and did what the internet do. We do something they don't like. They got her fired. Came back crying. not taking accountability for the stuff that she was saying, the thing that she was doing. You know what I'm saying? But effectively didn't learn anything. But now she's back with more of her. I mean, I don't understand how the hell somebody's a therapist with clearly so much emotional issues. I mean, if you go look at her TikTok, her name is Unusually Bree. If you want to go look at what I'm speaking on. I mean, like she goes through the gamut of emotions. How the hell you gonna help me through my emotions if you don't know how to deal with yours? I mean, she be up and down it's like a roller coaster. The whole time I'm looking at her stuff like, man, I feel so bad for her. Like, really. And then the facts is, from what I heard back then, it wasn't even men calling to report you. It was actually black women. But you don't want to accept that. It's black men, black men. So, oh girl, back. She back with an OF page. She back with an OF page. Let's get to it. Shout out to O'Shea Du Jackson. That's a video I'm reviewing. Because I'm not going through all her TikToks. I was going, review playback, but his is shorter.
Men can actually make you a lot of money. In fact, there's always been an industry behind it. In the 90s, Oprah Winfrey made a killing off of it. And so did many talk shows targeted.
I'm sorry, you ain't hear what it said. So let me start it over.
Talking down to black men can actually
Talking down to black men can make you a lot of money. That's what he started. And that's what this black therapist who talking about she care about the mental health of black men and all the while I'm hearing her, I'm like, how in the hell are you telling me you care about black men and this is how you feel about us? How, even if I need, to see a therapist, how I'm gonna trust a therapist? And this is how you feel. Like everybody needs therapy. But I feel like therapy comes in all shapes and forms. I don't need to sit on your couch and pay you to tell me some shit that you ain't figured out yet. But having a group of brothers who experience different things and you can honestly have a conversation with, to me that's therapy. Sorry if you hear the dog in the background. It is what it is. I'm out here on the patio, working this thing on the patio.
make you a lot of money. In fact, there's always been an industry behind it. In the 90s, Oprah Winfrey made a killing off of it. And so did many talk shows targeted towards black women. Essence Magazine, Ebony Magazine, and then the arrival of female blogs talked about the issues that black women had with black men. And now in 2023, that is still an
No, I'm letting them do a lot of
industry
talking.
with people like.
I know I'm letting them do a lot of talking, but you have to, I'm letting them build up. Y'all might not understand who she is. He got to give context and backstory. He gonna play a lot of her videos. You gonna see. You can go look at her TikTok. And you're like, damn. Like a man can recognize an emotionally damaged woman. Okay, we can. Some of us are repelled by it. Raise my hand. Some of us prey on it. Men. I'm telling y'all the real. I'm keeping it real. But we all can sense it. All us men.
Like Cynthia G, the pink pill. I mean, there's so many ladies you can count on one hand who really have it out for the African American man. But now there's TikTok, and TikTok is more short form content with a lot of content creators over there having the same issues as the aforementioned. And one of them was a young by the name of Unusual Bree, who asked the audience because she
was shit,
in
was
the
shitting on
case
black men
where
because she was pooping on black men. Because she was pooping on black men. Oh, now somebody won't cut the yard. Oh, Lordy Jesus.
is and the key word is rather was a therapist. But while rising to prominence, she ended up losing her job after releasing this particular video about black men.
In my experience, specifically when it comes to dating, black men just off top wants to submit, but provide nothing to submit to. Nowadays, y'all don't even have the education or credentials to be talking to, especially out the side of your neck. I found that in.
I'm gonna stop there. Like that's when I speak to my homies and female friends that I have. When it comes to this divide between the genders within my community, out the gate, that's always one of them. Okay, you feel as though you better than me because you think you have an education, or somebody told you, oh, you went to school, facts. You got degrees, facts. You probably get a high paying job, facts. But that don't mean you more intelligent than me. To me, I think you're an idiot. Like going to school for all them years, going to debt, and then expect some dude, if he ain't on your level, to be able to take care of you. Like, so I'm supposed to go to school and go in debt, and then I'm gonna be in debt to the school, and like it's just weird cycle of me. But that is one of the biggest divides within the gender war within our community. The fact that just because you think you got a degree, you better than me. Character don't count for nothing. Morals don't count for nothing. I got that piece of paper. And as you can see, that degree don't really do nothing when the person who giving you the job decide, hey, we don't need you no more. Then you be on here like unusually Bree, getting them lady tears, telling us how horrible black men are when you started this shit.
A lot of intimate relationships, there's this pit pat like competition of who makes the most and who does this and who does that when it should be a symbiotic relationship. Black men are so consumed with being dominant. Pit pat
it should be. But from a black man's perspective, the second your girl start making more money than you, I mean, I'm not gonna say all women, but women, y'all come on. Be real about this shit. You start looking at this dude differently, like, man, I can do better than this. I can do bad all by myself. Why I'm why I'm wearing the pants now. Why I got to deal with this shit? The same thing that y'all complain about when it come to men, when they're in a position of power, when it get flipped on his head, y'all do the same shit. Same shit, bro. It be even worse. Cause down high, they be like, man, look, I'm not saying all women. There's only a few, not all of y'all. Maybe like 3%.
Competition of who makes the most and who does this and who does that when
so if the competition, if there is a competition, you making that man feel a certain kind of way. Like he ain't doing enough. He need to be doing more. Like he can't be happy, being a truck driver, making 100,000. Oh no. Or being a bus driver. Shout out Ebony K. Williams. He can't be happy being a bus driver if you, Ebony K. Williams, no. You need to own a bus. That's the only way I'm gonna be happy. You see what I'm talking about? So if it is a competition between money, a man wants to make money, so his woman don't question his position in the relationship. That's only like 99% of the shit men do is because of women. On the slick side, that's why I say women got more control. than men. Even though men is the strength and the power, we do shit for women. And they have influence over us. So if you happy and you ain't gonna call me no Pookie, no Raven, and no bum, or no, couch surfing bum who always want to be on the game. If you happy with me making less than you, then I'm happy with it too. But 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna be happy with that shit. You're not gonna be. So we're not gonna be happy with it.
And it should be a symbiotic relationship. Black men are so consumed with being dominant and being on top. For what? At the cost of dimming your shine. I was in a relationship with someone who said they no longer respected me the moment I started making more than them. The people I was serving have very severe mental disorders.
If you want to keep it a buck, Miss Black Lady Therapist, there's a reason why men can't express their feelings like y'all tend to overexpress y'all feelings and cry and get a lot of sympathy from people. Because again, another thing, this division between the gender wars within my community, you're not gonna look at me the same. Like I'm telling you, me and my homeboys talk about this all the time. Like when it comes to interracial relationships, we're like, man, they accept more femininity from when they go date white men than they will from a black man. If I cry in front of her, she gonna look at me like I'm less than. What's your internet? Oh, he must be gay. But then you look around and you see the black women who go date outside their community. It's like they take more shit off of them than they would ever us. We are supposed to be ultra masculine. We supposed to pay all the bills. We ain't supposed to cry. And if a man come through the house, we supposed to blow it out. Oh, but when you give it old Billy over there, he can just call the police.
Their abandonment issues. Some of them don't even have parents. Some of them have just recently come down, and I was helping them process cancer diagnoses. So while you guys did this shit for clicks and views, my clients lost a support system.
See how they lack accountability is rearing this ugly head. You did this. You got on TikTok. You said what you said. You offended others. You lost yourself that job, not us.
Now, see, guys, that's the reason that she got fired, and then she started crying, blaming everybody but herself for, while she lost her job as a therapist. And the reason why is because people that were African American men contacted the job that she was working at, and they had issues with talking in the video. She was cursing, almost twerking and things like that when she's supposed to be at work, and she was using her work office to make these videos and make these slanderous remarks towards black men. And of course, that is what got her terminated. But there's even more inequality that happened after that. Let's play that clip.
And this is after she said that dumb shit about black men, and constantly was saying it over and over and over. And then she calling them hoes and my big, like totally inappropriate and unprofessional. I'm like, man, I wish I would see my therapist come out here, man, talking like that. Like, ugh. So this is after her what they call it, shit, blowback, I guess, another word for it.
You need to sit down for this one because there's trauma involved. All right, so recently I've had an influx of male followers. The one common thing I keep seeing is them apologizing for actively.
Man, listen, I got a problem with you ninjas out there who always be simping and shit. And I ain't this new breed of dude who redefines simp. You ain't no simp if you fucking providing for your girl. But if you throwing compliment, like us men snip this kind of patheticness out of other men. Like you only complimenting her and apologizing because you think you gonna get something. No, y'all do stop giving chicks you don't know 70-something $1,000 because they make a Twitch stream. It's one thing if you want to get an OL subscription for $5.99. It's another thing for you to send them bands and you ain't even met the chick. Don't apologize, bro. Especially when we right. Like she did something. Now you empowering her just like this just pearly things chick. Okay? You black dudes went out there and backed her and went against the family. You young Fredos. You never go against the family. And she turn around and spit in your eye by continue to doing the stuff that she's still doing. Like, oh, you mad? I went to Nick Winters. Yeah, I'm about to go to Nick Winters again. Now I'm about to link up with Marion. A Myron from Fresh and Fit. You know they don't like black people. You apologizing to this woman and you filling her head of bullshit and telling her that what she did, she don't really need to be held accountable for, and she wasn't wrong. But we apologize. Man, I ain't calling no therapist or hospital to get her fired. Like, men don't really do that. Women do that. Like, we gonna say what we got to say. This ain't gonna, what you eat don't make me shit. I'm just gonna turn you off. Make a couple reactionary videos and try to, get some money out of it. But other than that, man, I don't care about you, what you think. I just hate that you spreading this kind of message out here and everybody else gonna get confused. Like you a clinician and you out here telling niggas ain't shit. They a bunch of hoes and don't have no goddamn intellectual intelligence or emotional intelligence. But I love y'all. Y'all need to go see a therapist. I'm not coming to your ass because clearly you hurt. Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Destroying my but I would like to explain why those apologies don't mean a thing to me. Let me continue. People who struggle to take accountability only apologize after the fact once they see the ramifications of their actions. But they only apologize to make them. My job and my clients, my life has been exponentially more difficult. My car's almost been repossessed twice. I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent daily or fucking monthly.
See, I'm gonna rewind a little bit with everything she's saying. Okay, like men have to deal with that on a level that women would never understand. You know why? Because ain't nobody out here offering no motherfucking man no help. Damn, I don't think I'm supposed to say MF. Like the world looks at a man like, oh, you supposed to have your shit together. You supposed to do this. You supposed to do that. All these government programs that's easily accessible. They say it's accessible for everybody. It's easily accessible to women. Then when that don't help, when my back is even further against the wall, I can always rely on my femininity. Whether I ain't got no place to stay, I can find some simp to let me lay up on him for a little while. If push come to shove, I can go get an OnlyFans and take pictures of my feet. Again, you ninjas fucking the game up. Give me a couple bags. See, I got it out the mud. I'm a hustler. I did that. Like what? Literally? I literally gotta go dig ditches. I literally gotta go break my back. And all you gotta do when the shit hit the fan and all the tears then dried up, you got all the sympathy out of people. Because boo hoo hoo. Look at me. I'm fucked up right now because I said something that ain't nobody like and they clap back. And it's all you ninjas' fault. How dare you ninjas take offense to something I say? You ain't no real man, real man. Like, I'm so sick of women saying that shit. What a real man is. Man, we say that, y'all. Oh, you must be GAY. Why you care? Stay out of women business. The Godfather RIP said, that's sign language. Shame, insult, guilt need to be right. No accountability. You're a therapist. You're supposed to be elevated mentally enough to be like not damaged. I don't want no damaged therapist or no policeman. Let me go back a little bit.
You don't mean to say it to me. Let me continue. People who struggle to take accountability only apologize after the fact once they see the ramification actions, but they only apologize to make themselves feel better. I was already in such a place. And then on top of losing my job and my clients, my life has been exponentially more difficult. My car's almost been repossessed twice. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent daily or freaking monthly. My electric literally just got cut off last week. Despite my best efforts of trying to start my own shit, of trying to get myself up by my bootstrap, despite my efforts, the shit has not worked. My life has gone down the drain, bro. Y'all have ruined my professional reputation.
And that was the second time after losing the job. You would think like she would take some accountability.
Y'all ruined my reputation. Not what you said, bro. I swear to God, bro. This is like just early things. Not the shit that you thought and came out your mouth and people didn't like. And then some people did what they did. You won't blame black men. Okay. But you still up here crying, fishing for sympathy. Bro, I ain't gonna even tell you how much I can't stand when a woman cry. It affects me. I don't like to see women cry. But 85% of the time, they trying to change the narrative, get some sympathy, change public opinion. They weaponize their tears instead of taking accountability and responsibility for your own goddamn actions. You won't cry and still blame men. And again, when men hit on hard times, bro, it is hard to look around and find somebody to help you out that shit. It is. I can't get on the internet and cry after I done stuck Gorilla Glue in my goddamn head and expect somebody to send me $100,000. Can't do it. Cannot do it. I get on the internet crying about some shit I did. Man, what's wrong with this dude, bro? Showing all them emotions. And that's coming from women, not dudes. Again, I had discussion with my homeboys, my brother. I say, man, listen, I'd rather cry in front of you ninjas instead of crying in front of a girl. The second they see tears come out your eyes, they gonna think less of you. Not all women, but the majority you will. Like the only woman, every man know this. The only woman that really loves you unconditionally, and that's not even 100% all the time, because some mothers be, don't give a shit about their kid. The only person that love you unconditionally that's a female is your goddamn mama. That's the only woman your ass can cry in front of. Cry in front of your boys or your mama. Change that, then maybe men will feel secure enough to talk about their feelings and their emotions. Or be more emotionally intelligent like y'all always want. But until that don't change, that women inner biscuits, shout out NTR, won't dry up like the Sahara Desert after she see you shed a couple tears, then ain't no man gonna do it. And we still got to get it out the mud and all them things. I can't pay my rent, I can't pay my lights is off, my car, and this and that and that. Can't cry, can't show no emotion. I still got to deal with that. And ain't nobody help me either. Ain't nobody give me no sympathy. Ain't no collection plate going around for the dad who homeless. Like, man, you better go do something with yourself. All these jobs out here.
Ability for her actions, and then be like, you know what, man, it's my fault. And she did come have some kind of a phony apology, but no, she still came after black men after getting released in clips like this.
The most powerless men use whatever power they do have.
All right, so I'm about to go mind my fucking business, but please go back and watch that. Yes. Here's my 2 cents. It guys off, but what's new, Scooby-Doo? A lot of black men are align themselves very closely with white supremacy because they have identity issues. White supremacy is very closely aligned with narcissistic abuse. When you
folks, she even started that. That's how I feel about black women in this feminist movement. And y'all line yourself with white supremacist ideals. Like, I feel like you spitting shit that I done said back at me. Like, man, y'all need to go back and watch my reactionary videos and get a real feel of how what I believe. I'm like, man, black men and black women relationship would never the same as white men and white women. Never. We got shared trauma. Both of them over there was treating both of us over here bad. Then one of them over there came talk to you about some shit, and then you looked at us like we was him over there. Nah, no. You went over there first.
endure narcissistic abuse, you have no identity. So you take all these things around you to try to formulate your identity. But within the Black community, that's at the cost of demeaning and being abusive towards Black women, because the power that you do not have, you muster up enough to inflict on who you feel you have power over. But in actuality, we're all in the same boat underneath white supremacy. Few, I don't know the statistics, Black men have severe identity to feel some semblance of power. And in order to do that, they put down Black women as a result. That shit's weird as fuck. Now, Ms. Girl was speaking about how she was listening to this podcast male saying how Black women are a detriment to the Black community. But white supremacist shit, if I ever heard, Black war on drugs, welfare mummies, all of this shit on to systemically destroy the Black home. And when you have Black men saying how Black women are a detriment when we're literally shouldering our community, you get Black men with identity issues putting down powerful Black women that are trying to raise our communities. Now, because white supremacy functions this narcissistic abuse, either as a Black man or a Black woman, or trans, whatever the fuck. If you were to take the time to explore the suppression and oppression of narcissistic abusive nature of white supremacy will form your identity, and you will start spouting off the same principles designed to harm and manipulate your identity in the first place. That's a bar, bitch. You paying attention? Because many Black men themselves with the white man under white supremacy. He will never, ever, ever receive what the white man receives, because white supremacy is supposed to uplift Black people. Black women are a problem. You are feeding into the white supremacy cycle. Go to therapy and formulate your identity.
But then,
that's the definition of sign language. See how they shut you up? If we say Black women are the problem, you being detrimental to our community by how you choose to want to live your life. You just did a white supremacist. You talk about what the like that argument is stupid. That is dumb. Like anybody been see, there's always been this narrative, and I always blame the media. I always blame the media. They won't always want to show the worst of us. Like we shitty fathers. We abandon our children. All we want to do is do crimes and drugs. We're bad men. Oh, even Oprah had to come back on recently and basically apologize because the CDC came out with stats. Stats. I got another video for that if y'all want to go check that out. Saying that black men, whether they inside the home or outside the home, spend more time with their children, meaning they eat more at the dinner table with them, they read with them more, they play with them more, they spend more quality time with them. But nah, let the world tell it we ain't ish. We emotionally unintelligent. There's another study that came out recently that a child raised in a two-parent home does better than a child raised in a single mother home. And that also said that meaning the child raised in two-parent home less likely to go to jail, more likely to, be a positive to society, less likely to, be a criminal, graduate and whatnot, as opposed to being raised in a single mother home. But the twist on that stat was that a child raised in a single father home had the same numbers equal to a child raised with two parents. If that ain't telling you something, I don't know what is. Okay, then when we express our issues that we have within our community, you try to say we trying to control you like the white man. When he sent his woman over here to confuse you. Boo, it was never about no control. And y'all keep bringing up these few instances where back in the day, your granddaddy might have hit your grandmama. But that, from my experiences, that didn't happen in my family. I can tell you how I deviated though. Like I'm a Generation X. I grew up during the 90s super predator era and the crack era. And I can tell you, when you looked around, yeah, daddy wasn't there. Mama took control. And that's what we talking about, the detriment of the community. The second that the family structure broke up and daddy wasn't around no more, it was all mama job. Single mothers tend to do exactly what she doing, have emotional breakdowns in front of their children. I'm telling you, from a single child perspective, raised by a single mother, like it ain't no telling when them tears was gonna show up. Cause I can't take it all this burden on me. And I ain't knocking it. My mama did a hell of a job. Like, but it wasn't her choice. Trust me. My mama old school. She like, oh, y'all need y'all dad around. But that's when we say detriment. Y'all don't want to acknowledge that, accept it. Y'all say y'all don't need a man. Man got to step up. What you doing ain't good enough for. You always constantly tearing down your men. And it's ironically, they're the second most coveted men on the whole planet. As broke as we is, as broken as we are, people still want us behind Mr. White Man. Not that I'm comparing myself to him, but y'all saying we ain't this, we ain't that, we need to get better on this, we need to get better on that. But other people look at us and like, oh, such potential. But no, to y'all, we ain't nothing. Cause I even said this before. Like growing up in Generation X when they was out there calling us super predators, like our mothers believed it. I'm like, son, you can't do this. You're gonna be dead by. I mean, like the media was all-time assault and change. Like, mom, I'm your child. You raised me. You should know me better than what the news telling you the statistics is. Telling us we super predators. When I see a bunch of kids who don't got fathers and is directionless, and a bunch of mamas who doing what they gotta do. I'm gonna give them that. Even though some of the shit they gotta do, they should be doing. I always said raising a single parent, this is like if not my mom, she ain't did no shit like this. But it's shit I hear. Like when you raise as a single mother home, this is the message that the young man receives. And then it gets reflected when these children grow up. Like, you the man of the house. You the man of the house. What the hell that mean to a minor? You ain't never supposed to tell a young man that, whether his daddy there or not. And no, you not mama and daddy either. Don't say that either. So what this young man gonna do if he feeling the pressures of being the man of the house? Like in my era, he went to the streets. And I done said this on plenty of occasions. A daddy is less likely to take illegal, ill-gotten gains from their child than a mother. You think I'm playing? Anybody who know what I'm talking about know I'm telling the truth. But mama, she gonna what's understood don't need to be explained. She ain't gonna this not the old days. You take that dirty money and get out of here. Nah, mama gonna pay that bill. Mama gonna buy her some knives. That's the message you get a young man. But the young women, you say, get an education, go to school. I mean, it used to be like that. Now you out here twerking with your children. So it was a deviation. Most of the young men ended up well, being the man of the house. Most young ladies ended up well, going to get a higher education. And even back then, that was financed by the brother who, now that you grown, you look down upon, help finance your better life. It's weird to me, bro, that nobody ever realized that. And then we speak on detriment. The detriment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We speak from experience and what we know we talking about. I done seen this shit. I done seen the shit that women have said to their children. Let's continue this shit while she keep crying and making excuses for her own action.
As you saw, she was broke. She's not doing so well. I mean, hey, all those feminists that you were caping for couldn't help pay your rent, any of your electricities. And it's got that the young that she on the way. Here we have the going on. But let's check out this clip in which she's crying, talking about she's going to quit social media.
Longer, I can do too.
Listen, when I tell you, bro, if you go look at her TikTok, bro, it's these emotions all over the map. Like, I'm talking about cold weather, cold swimming pool, attraction. Like, oh man, I'm so repelled by all these emotions. I mean, like, we accept women emotional, but erratic emotions? Like, one minute she laughing, one minute she crying, one minute she say she gonna quit, then minute she laughing again, say, I just playing. Like, oh, bro. Oh. And you're a clinician. You giving people advice on their life. I hope you ain't prescribing medication either. Like, what person would go to a pastor for a reverend for marriage advice, and they're out here cheating on their wife. Nah, man, you can't tell me nothing. You go with somebody who financial advice and they say gambling. They got a gambling addiction. You're not gonna listen to them. How dare I go to a therapist who clearly suffering from mental issues? Like, you are emotionally unstable. How dare you go out here giving this shitty, poor advice to people who might be misled by you? Don't do that. And then you come crying and become a victim and get out them damsels in distress tears. One minute y'all want to be equal and men ain't shit. Well, be equal. Suck it up like a man. Deal with it. Move on. Sorry, it's sweaty on this. It's sweaty as hell on this patio.
Or like content creation in general. This shit is literally taking the soul, sucking the soul out of my body. I like thought I could be a space for change, but maybe it's not me. Maybe I'm not the one that's like supposed to champion this shit, and this is a I likely had to. I shouldn't have to sacrifice my life, my living, my sanity, my safety. I just want people to feel that I mean it's hard to get people to see the light in themselves for the cost of my life.
I ain't gonna lie, this is why I'm so resistant to lady tears, because I was raised by a single mother. I've seen this kind of emotional reaction before quite often. I got daughters that I raised as a single father too. Like, oh man, them tears not gonna sway me. No, baby girl, no. No, you gotta be accountable. Like, it's hard for me to see you shedding tears. Like, if it's some like traumatic shit, man, it tears me up to see ladies cry. But now I know when you weaponize them against me. I know. 85% of the time, like, man, you miss me with them tears, lady. Miss me.
Life.
That's how I feel.
Boy. Oh man, I love this story for so many different reasons. Okay. First and foremost, this woman, for a former therapist, should seek therapy. Now, in some of her TikToks, she suggests that she is getting therapy. However, she should fire that therapist because obviously it's not working, right? She need a real talk, real ninja talk, right? A real N-word talk, right? You guys know what I'm trying to say. She needs that type of talk, okay? Real talk. She needs to quit TikTok,
Yes.
right? Quit TikTok, get off TikTok. This is not for you, right? Clearly you can't handle the content creation business, okay? Emotionally, spiritually, whatever, right? You can't handle it. It has gotten you in so much trouble. You've lost your career, okay? And you also refuse to take responsibility and accountability for it, right? Which is why you're continuing to suffer because you don't think that it's your fault that you're in this position.
You know what? I got to give the brother Black concern.
Before you even said, I got to give him his props too, because I didn't critique him a lot because I don't like what he do. It's one of the many YouTubers I don't care for. You know, he find it amusing and entertainer to always bring up shit that make black people look bad. Black conservative perspective, him and Austin Taylor. Like, they go find content just to make black folks look bad and prove a point to their paymasters. Like, you shouldn't have to feel bad for what happened to black people. Look what black people do. Look. And with that old goof ass laugh. Oh man. But I gotta give him his props. He's saying the truth. He's saying exactly what I'm saying. Can't believe we agree on something.
Conservative perspective, a shout out. He's absolutely right. And you know how I feel about that guy. But
Yeah, me
look,
too.
this lady is not sane at all,
Yeah,
in my honest opinion. Something is wrong with her. She's on OnlyFans doing God knows what. Booty clapping sounds. And I don't know, she identifies as all these different things. Pansexual. I don't know what sexual she says she was. Bisexual. He or she. She goes by both of those pronouns. I don't really know what's going on with that. And it's not really my intention. But the reality is this. She is not healed herself, right? Something is terribly wrong with that young lady. And again, the most thing that I see that's crazy about her is unaccountability. You got yourself fired, right? If I come on here and if I was a therapist and I was saying the same thing about black women, and then I blame black women for ruining my life and losing my job, and that's not it's me who put it out there that would have done that, right? And again, this is what is going on. It's always blaming black men for trying to be like a white man, blaming black men for white supremacy, and it's never coming back to your hatred towards yourself. And she's talking about that when there's so many black women wearing weaves and trying to get skin lightening and look like white women and act like white women. I mean, that's just obvious. But I mean, it's only okay to call it out when it's black men, which is why like nobody can respect or take people like her that serious. You just can't take them serious. And everybody in the world knows that, like, for most part, comes to certain ladies that talk like her, they have real issues. And I don't know what's going on with her and or her family or whatever, but she needs actual professional help. And I feel sorry for any guy who actually deals with somebody like that. And yeah, I mean, you're now on OnlyFans where because you can't go out there and work and get a job because you don't know how to act. Whose fault is that? But guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again.
I know what I think. I think the same thing I was thinking. Except as a man, I can't go cry and get encouraged sympathy from other people. I got to deal with it and sit in my shit. Like, and you get what you deserve. You shouldn't have did it. That's like Ja Morant. Like, same thing. He ain't offend nobody. He just waved the gun. And everybody acting all butthurt. They're like, okay, well, you gotta take responsibility and accountability. You're working for the NBA. There's the NBA rules. If they suspend you, they just everybody accepted it. Oh, Kyrie, you like the tweet. You retweeted a tweet about a movie you said you liked. It offended somebody. All right, well, he offended people. Y'all say he gets suspended. We cool. But then y'all went a little too extra. We push back a little bit. Now, if you offend black men, we supposed to shut up. We ain't supposed to say nothing. Black men are never supposed to defend themselves. Never, ever, ever, ever. Ever, ever, ever. We ain't allowed to say shit. Y'all niggas ain't shit. You dumb, you whores. I mean, literally, what this woman saying on her TikTok. I'm like, wow. It's weird, but women be talking about some this double standard. It's weird what they let women get away with on social media as opposed to men. It's weird. It's real weird that I see so many cakes out on so many social medias. Weird, right? I remember one time we used to make hip hop videos. You couldn't show a woman from behind without her head. You understand what I'm saying? You had to keep her head in the picture, meaning you couldn't have no derriere shots. Couldn't. Now, if I decide I want to bend around and toot it over and wear some goddamn yoga pants and show everybody my lady parts, that's cool. That's cool. So it's cool to shit on black men on the internet. That's one of the still groups. You can shit on white men. Sometimes you shit on the Karen unless you pull out them on them old tears, then you picking on them. But them the only 3 groups you can pick on now. Black men, white men, and white women. Sometimes white women. They like to wide no fucking balls. Sometimes wide. Like, but it's only men. You can't mess with Asian. They got an Asian bill. Don't pick on the poor immigrants. They just hardworking Americans trying to do their best. You better not even say nothing about these other groups. I ain't gonna say nothing about. I ain't gonna say their name. The alphabet people in a community. I'm not gonna even say their name. Not that I'm scared of them. You just know what's gonna happen. But black men, oh yeah, y'all ain't shit. Y'all been in y'all all lives now. Y'all horrible fathers. Y'all horrible husbands. All y'all want to do is make babies. And that's another statistic they don't talk about. Like out of the only 30% or 16%, I think it's even less than 30%. 16% of black men got all the babies. 16%. That's evidence that 84%, even if the 16, I'm gonna say 95% of the men, even the ones who got all the babies, are good men. That's proof that argument that black men ain't shit, that y'all picked up believed. Yeah, I agree. That was an era when black fathers wasn't around. Y'all need to look in the mirror real and recognize that nobody got to keep telling y'all this shit on why I wasn't no black fathers around when I was growing up. Like the fact that my father wasn't around, that wasn't because of my mother. It was because of the crack era. That took a lot of goddamn fathers around, whether they died like my dad or they got locked up. Then when the daddies got locked up, they came back after they put the dope in the community. Locked the daddies and some of the older brothers up, turned around and said, listen, your son is a super predator. Because all they out here doing is selling dope. Imagine a kid growing up in a household where his daddy ain't there and his mama telling him that he is the man of the house. And when he go outside, them people giving him drugs to sell. And then doubling back, them people telling your mama, well, your son is a super predator out there selling drugs. Wow. I needs to lock him up. Wow. Talk about 3-car march. Take your sons, your fathers, your uncles away. Leave you out here all alone. All alone. Then when you fucking out here alone and you're all emotional, you can't take the burden. Women out here, people out here talking about something, how strong y'all is for doing this shit. Well, you ain't got to do it by yourself. Stop thinking you got to do it by yourself. But again, that's the only thing you still out here do. Talk about white men and black men. And sometimes Karens. Other than that, you better keep your fucking opinions to yourself. Because all the women vote, all the women buy shit. There's another lot they say. Oh, this is my first live. I don't think I want to stop. Let me see if I'm pull up another video, even though ain't nobody watching at this time. I mean, how long I've been on here? This is gonna be technically my first time, so see how long I've been up here. Oh, been up here all. This your boy King Down 225. Hit that like, subscribe, become part of the kingdom. Try to do this every day. Get better at this. I gotta stop to see how it looks.